All right, welcome again to Chop It Up TV. This is like a really like surprising schedule for us, isn't it?
It is. We don't normally come on a Tuesday.
Right. This is really surprising. This is the midweek live, which is necessary. You know, we got to move according to the time. We got to move according to what's going on. So obviously, there's something really big going on in the media circle, and we are part of the media, so definitely we got to chime in on what's going on. Correct?
Absolutely.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm ready to dig in and see your thoughts about things.
Okay, let's get into it. So obviously it's no secret. That was the slap that was heard around the world. That's what that slap was. The slap that was heard around the world. Listen, what first of all, I just want to know what was your first reaction when you heard about that? Because I actually didn't know. You were the one that sent me that video that night.
Yeah.
I was laying here minding my business. We had just finished our live, right?
hmm
It was on Sunday.
Yeah.
We had just finished our live, right? So let me hear your
So
thoughts.
I saw it and I was like, wait, is that real? Like, I thought I couldn't tell if it was. It looked serious to me, but I'm like, hey, they're actors. I know he's an actor. Maybe this is something that's part of the show. And so I was like, but it seemed pretty serious. And then I sent it to you, and we both were like, I don't know. We can't really tell what it was. So I was initially kind of like thinking it was a joke, like they were playing, but
Really?
then no,
You didn't think it was.
initially,
You
like
didn't think it
no,
was. No,
I
you
thought
didn't
it was
think it
a
was a joke.
joke for like a
You
point
did not think
second.
it.
For like a point second, I thought it was a joke, but then I was like, well, no, Will seems really serious. I think this is real. Now you thought it was a joke longer than I did.
Yeah.
But yeah, for a second there, I did think it was a joke, and I was like, well, no, it looks pretty heated in there. I don't think this is on script. So yeah, I thought it was real.
Yeah, the first, when I saw it, I honestly thought it was a joke. It was unreal to me. I was like, nah, this can't be real. Everything felt staged, and I'll tell you why I felt it was a joke. Number one, Will Smith walking up towards Chris Rock. That was the cheesiest walk. That was the I don't know if and no one else paid attention to that walk. That was the cheesiest walk I've seen in a long time. Like
I
the way
don't
he
think
was.
we're used to seeing him angry,
Yeah,
so
it
that's
was.
not what
It
we're
was
used to seeing. So
that walk was really cheesy. The
even more.
slap was the slap was cheesy, and when he turned around, he was smiling. He had a smirk on his face. Didn't you see the smirk?
I didn't see a
Walking back,
smirk. No,
right,
I didn't see a smirk.
back, go back and check the video. Walking back to, I watched the video like over and over. Walking back to his seat, he was like, "Yeah, all gratified. Like I've done something really big." And like,
But that might
yeah,
be what it was. It might have been, hey, I feel like
you
I,
know, he was.
yeah,
He seemed so gratified. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? It's almost like, yeah, I just beat the bully that always eat my lunch. That's how he felt. Right? He's like walking back to his seat. And that was so funny to me. Like he looked so cheesy. He looked so cheesy walking back. But on a more serious note, he was sitting there when Chris Rock told the joke and he was laughing.
he did
He was
laugh initially.
laughing, arms folded, laughing, and then when the camera panned towards Jada, Jada was like, she did like this, all serious. And Lupita was in the back. Lupita observing the whole thing. She got the first hand like emotions. She was right there. She saw the whole thing. It was amazing. And then Will Smith. Next thing you know, the camera panned back towards Chris Rock, and then Chris Rock was like, "It was funny." Da, 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 da. And he's like, "Oh boy!" And then Will Smith walked up to him, and I'm like, this is listen. Two things I can take out of that, right? One is obviously he reacted based on the facial expression of his wife. I think we all can agree on that, don't you?
I agree. I think her facial expression had a lot to do with it. Yes.
Right. And now my question to you is, did he reacted because he genuinely wanted to protect his wife or out of fear?
I do not think it was fear. Do I feel like he went into protect mode for his wife? I do. I think that is what happened. I think he wanted to protect her. He saw she was upset. I don't think he was about being fearful of Jada. I think he was like, this is a problem. and so he reacted. I'm not even gonna say that he thought it was funny at first. To me, I thought maybe it might even have been a delayed reaction. I know I've had them. I've had where someone said something and I had to catch, oh, wait, what? I've had that moment. So I can't say that he didn't have that moment, but I do know he saw his wife's face.
Personally, my opinion is he saw Big Mama sitting there. Big Mama, you wait until we get home, okay? You wait until we get home. You see what I'm saying? That was the look, and he got.
She was pissed off because in true fashion, Black women get disrespected often, and she was pissed off in the moment. And he said, "Oh, okay, yeah." He knew this was an error. I need to address this in the moment. That's what he knew immediately. Maybe he didn't catch it on his own at first, but when he said, I don't think it was a fear. I think it was she got disrespected and I'm gonna do something about it.
Okay. Well, it's possible. It could be either one of those things, right? But to be objective over here, let's go back to the timeline because Chris Rock, he has a history of picking on Jada Pinkett. You remember he hosted the Oscars a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And there was a time Black people were boycotting the Academy Awards because they said the Oscar is so white, right? Yeah. And Jada was at the forefront. She was at the forefront of the whole thing. But Chris Rock was the host then. I think that was the first time he was picked to host the Academy Award. And for him, I'm not gonna let no Black protest mess up this gig for me. And so he started throwing shade at Jada, saying the only reason Jada is not even going to show up because she was not even invited. That was the joke he told about, So I'm thinking that may have been a problem from back then, too.
Could have been.
That may have been a problem. And if you look at that, you can't really look at Chris Rock and think he's all innocent. Is he all innocent in this?
No, I feel like what happens here, Chris to me did like what many people did. You are the one who actually was out of order. And because someone came in and did something that people considered to be a terrible thing, it gets overshadowed what you actually did when you really threw the rock personally. But it gets, it's one of those situations where, you didn't have to go that hard. It wasn't that serious. And it's like, but it wasn't that serious to you. You get what I'm saying? Like sometimes people look at things as something a joke, but it's a joke to you. But she was at the butt of your joke, and it wasn't cool to her. It wasn't cool for her to her family. But yeah, he was not, and he did come back and apologize. But I feel like that really was overshadowed as many times in these situations. The person who actually messed up in the original, and the first person who actually did something, it gets overshadowed by what the person did to respond to them. And then to me, they kind of just be like, oh, well, I heard multiple people say that, if I was Chris, I would have done this. And Chris took it like this. And I'm like, well, Chris should have took it. Chris did it. That's how I see it. But, some people don't agree with me on that. And so I'm like, okay, I respect your opinion. But Chris, you should have took it like a G. Like, what do you mean? You should have. But, many people disagree completely and feel like Will should have been arrested and everything. Like, okay.
So let me ask you, had it been you, if you were in Chris's position, what was going to be your reaction?
No, I probably would have fought back. Yeah, I probably would have fought back because I feel like that's the natural reaction. You hit me, I hit you. But in retrospect, I would have. It's really hard for someone to lay hands on you and you just don't do anything about it. But many people didn't look at it as he deserved to hit. He deserved to be hit. Many people didn't see it that way, and I completely get it. Fine, people don't believe. They think it's the lowest thing is to put your hands on somebody, and I'm sorry, I'm not completely there.
So you think he deserved to get hit? That's what you think?
I believe that I believe when you do something, you deserve to have to deal with the consequences, and that doesn't always mean that it might become verbal. That's the thing about when you throw a jab, when you say something verbal, you can't guarantee what's coming back. And I think that's the thing people don't get. Stop. To me, the real issue here is people need to leave people alone. That's what it
Really?
boils down to. Yeah.
Oh no, no, I'm sorry. We can't do that, ma'am. I'm sorry. We can't do that. You know why we
Why
can't do
not?
that? I will tell you. I will tell you why we can't
Why
do
not?
that. They are in the entertainment business.
So that
You
means
got to remember.
all bets are off. All
No,
bets are
let
off
me
because
finish.
I'm in the
Let
entertainment
me
industry.
let me man. Let me finish now. Now you
Okay.
got to understand. Will, you got to understand. Will Smith is a comedian. Do you know that? Do you know
Yes,
Will Smith is a, okay? So what happened to being a comedian, Will Smith? Really? He's a comedian. Did you know that?
I did. Yeah, I did know that. Yes.
Exactly. So why would you walk up there and punch another comedian for telling a joke that you just laughed at? I'm waiting for your response.
I have continued to say, I don't know why this man laughed at that. I don't know if it was a delayed response. I don't know if it was just to protect your wife. I don't know why.
No, it wasn't. It's called instant reaction to a genuine moment. That's what happened. It was an instant reaction to a genuine moment. Okay. He only overreacted because of his wife's countenance. Okay. When he turned around and saw her countenance, he realized, oh, she's not happy. She must have been triggered because this dude has been on her for the past couple of years. So I got to do something. And that's why he went up and did something. Now, I'm not against the man protecting his wife, but obviously he was wrong in walking up there and punching Chris Rock. I'm not going to condone that violence right there. I'm not just going to do it. There are so many ways he could have done.
He could have handled it a bunch of different ways, but he didn't.
Right.
And I'm saying, I am a person who I'm never going to say that violence is never the answer. I know that that is the norm. I know that I'm on the outside looking in right now, that the average person believes that no, you should never. I don't agree.
So let me ask you. So the question.
It.
So the question now the question I'm gonna ask you now is, did Chris Rock, did he know about her condition?
And that's another thing. I don't know. Because some people say he knew, some people say he didn't know. I really don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, from what I heard, he didn't really know, but I find that very, very hard to believe because Will Smith and Jada Pinkett, they put the business out there for everyone to see. You know, I'm sure she did a live about her condition in the past. So, you know, she's done a lot.
Spoken up about it, but I mean, I'm gonna say, what if he didn't know? Let's just say he didn't know. Okay, he didn't know. Now what?
All right, so let's dissect the joke itself. Okay. Was that joke really malicious?
I don't think the joke was malicious. I think that her feelings and sensitivity about her hair and what's going on with her hair and her scalp, that was sensitive. And again, when you make a certain joke, and which is why I know people really don't want to hear what I have to say as far as stop messing with people. All you had to do was go on out there. You were supposed to be presenting something. Why was she even in your mouth? Why? Float on. You already know from yourself. The last time you were there, you said something. Everybody else, you have a problem with, not a problem with Jada, but you kind of have messed with her over the years. You took a moment, and it was just even Chris said it. Hey, it was a bad move. Move on.
Did he say it's a bad move? Did he say that?
Yes, Chris came back and said, basically it was the wrong thing at the wrong time. The joke was in poor taste. I shouldn't have done it. Even Chris said I shouldn't have done it. Like, even if it wasn't malicious, even if he didn't mean anything by it, like, you didn't know. So you kind of, to me, the whole situation, as far as like, it wasn't that big of a deal, or Will was wrong. How then does so what would have been the proper answer for him to pull him to the side in the back and say, hey, you publicly humiliated my wife in public, so I'm gonna pull you in the private and say what I need to say in private. I'm just trying to figure out what whatever, because I feel like it's real easy for people to say what they should have done in a moment. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, he could have walked up there and cursed him out, or just tell him, listen, take my wife's name out of your fucking mouth, like he did sitting down. That would have been effective, in my opinion, as opposed to going up there and slapping the shit out of Chris Rock. Come on. That was way too far. It was way too far, especially on the night of your biggest moment, dude. Come on. Come on. We know Jada is running the show. We get it. She's She's the king of the castle. That's very obvious. You know, he was going to get his ass whooped when he got home if he didn't get up and do something. That's why he got up and do something. You know, he was completely out of character. That's not Will Smith. His mom did an interview and she's like, that's the first time I ever seen him react that way. So think about that for a second. Let that sink in. You know, I know people out there saying, well, in his memoir, he mentioned he suffered from post-traumatic stress about his dad, you know, abusing his mom, and he felt, you know, he was unable to do anything, and that really affected him. You know, maybe that may have played a role in this situation, right? Feeling the sense of lack of empowerment, right? Now he's like, you know what? I'm gonna get up and do something because this shit has to stop. That could have been the case. I don't know. No one knows, you know, but what I know is what I saw on TV. He laughed at the situation until he turned around and saw Jada Pinkett's countenance. Then he got up and did something. For me, that was very cheesy. That's all I got to say about that. For me, I just see a cheesy guy trying to do a manly thing. You know, that's all I saw. That's what I saw.
I respect it. I see a man who basically was going up there to defend his wife. That's what I saw. However he saw it, that's what I saw.
Yeah. So let me ask you: do you think there should be a repercussion? He should be reprimanded?
No, I don't.
Not at all.
I think he apologized, and I think he should keep it pushing. Yes, I do. That's the. I mean, I don't. Because again, what more do you want from Will? To me, what would you like? What would be the proper, I guess, punishment for slapping the man? He apologized. Yeah. What do you want? What do y'all think he should do?
All right. So here's my question. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Do you really think had that been you or me, we would have been sitting over there after slapping Chris Rock for telling a joke on us? Let that sink in for a moment.
No, I don't. I feel like he would have tried to press charges. He didn't press them against Will, but I think he would have tried to press charges against us.
Listen, it's not just charges. We would have been booted out of the show instantly. That's what was going to happen. We would have been arrested, whether he chose to press charges or not. That's what was going to happen if it was an average Joe. So we got to think about that very easily. So Will Smith did what he did because he felt empowered too. He's protected by the shield of Hollywood, right? All of that, you know, his star powers, everything, and all that stuff. You know, that's why no one came up to remove him or even go have a word with him in the back. And he failed to even apologize to Chris Rock on the same day. He did not mention his name.
No, he didn't. He came back after the fact the next day and did it.
So yeah, so what does that tell you about Hollywood? There's a class status for these people, special privilege for them, you know, but then there's a different rule for the average people. That's just how it goes. So
I mean, yeah, and we are very aware of that. It's always a different rules. Because even still, many people say even if it was a white comedian, he probably wouldn't have done that. That might very well be true too.
If it was a white comedian, he probably wouldn't have. Possibly, maybe, maybe not. You know, maybe not. You know, so but yeah, that's just what it is. So we can't sit over there and say nothing should have been done. Yeah, they should have done something. Go ahead.
My thing is, in the situation, do I feel like the man should have been removed from the premises?
Yes, he should have been.
Yeah. Okay.
He should have been. He should have been escorted out of the premises for that action because they send a wrong message. You know, that's a wrong message you're sending. You know, that when you don't like a joke, when you don't like something that someone said about you, that's an okay reaction. That's an okay.
So are we saying that the proper answer is to continue to always take the high road? I mean, just keep on letting them slap you across the face and just, you know, just take it like a G. Is that basically what we're also saying?
Oh, really? So let me guess. I think someone actually typed something over here, Chelsea, about you being a little bit of a hypocrite. If you go into the comment section when you were teasing, let me see. So are you going to stop messing with Common?
No, I'm not.
Okay,
No, no.
So what are we talking about over here? Come on, everybody is a fair game. Everyone is a fair game. Okay, that's just how it goes. And Will Smith understand he's in the entertainment business. Must I remind you that he's a comedian also? What the hell are we talking about here? That explains his first reaction was laughing. So to come over here and say protecting his wife, to that's a cover up right there. That's a very lame excuse. I would have respected that had it been his first reaction when Chris Rock told the joke and he did not laugh and got up and did that. I would have respected the shit out of Will Smith. That's my personal
Yeah, I'm
opinion.
still gonna say that I can't really say why he chuckled because again, I don't know. Um, yeah, I don't know. To comment to the thing that T. Wilson said, yes, I'm going to continue to say what I say about Karma. If Karma ever comes across these videos, she is well within her rights to go back and forth with me as much as she wants to. I'll be ready for it then. I mean, it is what it is because I put it out there. So like, there's no need for me to be it because that's what the show is. The commentary. I don't like her on the show, so I speak up on it. So yeah.
All right, so before we wrap this up, let's talk about the impact of this whole fiasco on black people or black professionals in general. What are some of the ramifications of this debacle?
I think this is a one-off type of situation. I feel like you have a multiple situation where people might have like this is to me a kind of a I don't know, it's like an isolated event to me. Because this is honestly very much out of his character. So that's part of the reason why I was like, well, I took all of those things in consideration. And everybody may not do that. So I don't think this has a huge implication against black people. Of all the things it could be, this is not one. This is an isolated event. And again, both Will and Chris have come out and apologized again. And maybe people want something else to happen to Will. Maybe it will happen. Yeah, long story. I mean, the same scenario continued. They got was continue to push that violence is never the answer. Will was wrong, and yeah, I even saw people blaming Jada. So it just kind of depends.
What was some of the blame? What was some of the blame on Jada? I want to know.
Oh, basically that she basically is the reason why he feels the need to react the way that he does. This is her fault. She talking about protecting her. She needed to be protecting him. There was a lot of that
Truth to
talk.
that. There's clearly some truth to that because the fact of the matter is, like I said, his initial reaction was to laugh because he is a comedian and the joke was funny. That was his initial honest reaction. Okay, so can no one tell me, oh, that was a mistaken laugh? No, it was not. Don't tell me it was a mistaken laugh. Chris Rock told a joke about your wife. He mentioned her name, and you laugh. What else is there to say? Come on, let's be real. So when you turn around and you see your wife's facial expression, her countenance change, that created a spark for him to walk up and slap Chris Rock. So if people are saying she used to blame, I can see why. It makes a lot of sense why. And like I said, I think clearly she's running the show. That's very obvious. And if you as a black woman, you are used to disrespecting your man in public, saying a lot of crazy, weird, personal shit that should be kept in the bedroom, putting that out there, that leave room for people to pass judgment like they are doing. Don't you think?
I think it depends on if you feel like if Jada is the problem. I feel like she is just like he's an issue. I think she has her issues too, but I don't look at Jada as this villain. I just don't. I feel like in that moment, that woman was hurt. She didn't like what she heard. The man did something about it. Whether people respect how he went about it or not, the man did something about it.
I agree with you. She was hurt. I agree she was hurt. She felt a little bit embarrassed. I get it. At the same time, that doesn't change the fact that she's running the show and Will might be, it doesn't change that. It doesn't change the fact, and the saddest thing about all of this, like Brandy just said, Will Parker is he's the first black producer to produce the Academy Award. This whole fiasco just overshadowed all the beautiful moments, right?
I agree with that.
That would have been highlighted, but as a result of this one moment, And it's a shame because Will Smith is such a great guy. Who doesn't like Will Smith?
Yeah, I think he had
It's
a
just,
moment, but it really made people have I guess a different view of him. I think everybody has their day, and I think he had his day, and that's how I look at it. The man had a day. So
yeah.
unfortunately, it was a major day for him, but it was everybody get to that point. So
It
yeah,
was his day, and he is only befitting that it was his day, and he was the one that actually messed it up. So that's a good story, right? It is,
yeah,
you know.
it was his day, and he basically it'll go down for two reasons. You finally got your Oscar, and you were on national television, and you acted the fool for your wife.
Yeah, now you have people saying, "Oh, that's why you can't have black people run the show. That you can't put black people in position. They're always gonna fuck up. Da 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 da. Look at what we're doing. All that foolishness now."
But I feel like that narrative is like you never like if for people who feel that way, they're gonna always feel that way, whether that was the case. Yeah, you may have added to the give them another reason, but people who feel that way, they're gonna always feel that way. So yeah,
I agree. I
it's
agree. I
unfortunate.
just think, yeah, it was just an unfortunate event. My when you told me about it and I saw it, I thought it was a joke, and then I said, in my mind, I kept thinking, I'm laying on the couch, I'm thinking, damn, is he gonna get arrested? I was thinking about all this stuff. Is he gonna get arrested? Because is Chris Rock gonna press charges? I was thinking about all this crazy stuff
Yeah,
because
I
when
mean,
I
a lot of people said that he should have been arrested. He could have been arrested for that. I mean, hey, he couldn't deny that he couldn't say it wasn't him. So yeah.
yeah, okay, so what T Wilson said, when you have something to lose, you have to respond, not react.
That's true.
But if you don't have anything to lose, you do what you want.
That is true. Like if you do something, those are the things that happen if you make a serious move like that. And so for the way I see it, Will, whether we agree on why he stood up and did whatever, I'm saying it's not normal Will Smith behavior. One, that's the first thing, and then two, I'm looking at it from a perspective of it's been a number of scenarios where Will could have really reacted out in a certain kind of way. I think it's deeper than just his wife's reaction. I think the man really was trying to defend her and he didn't appreciate it. And I'm taking even what T. Wilson is saying in the fact. If I was willing to really on television, my night of all nights, this is what I chose to do. Will could have been done something like this. You don't know what's going on in the background. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, you know, in as much as I want to believe or buy what you're telling me, now my rebuttal to that is, which is going to be a rhetorical question in a way, because um, had Jada not reacted the way she did, do you think Will Smith would have walked up to do what he did?
I don't know. I'm thinking maybe not, because if I feel like if he had turned
The
over it
answer,
and maybe
the
saw
answer
her
is no.
laughing,
The answer is no.
yeah,
That's the answer. He would have never done that. So that tells me a lot about Will Smith. That's why I keep telling you he's cheesy. He's just a cheesy, goofy guy. That's what it is. He's a celebrity. I know we don't want to see celebrities sometimes for who they really are or what they are. It is what it is. He's very popular. He's very powerful. He has a lot of money. He's married to a beautiful, strong black woman. All of that is true. But it's also true that he is a little goofy, right? And that's just what it is. He's a little goofy, and that was a cheesy, cheesy reaction. That's what it is. Now, he may have been suffering from some past trauma. I don't know. But as far as what I saw on screen, that display right there, that's just what it is. That's something I would have never just look at my wife because she's mad. I would have been serious. If she was mad, I would turn around and be serious. Right? That's what I would do. After the show, walk up to Chris Rock and say, listen, you got to cut that shit out, man. Because you can't keep coming for my wife. You know what I'm saying? That's what you do. Now walk up there to show your wife, like, I'm this bad guy that you're not. We all know you are not a bad guy. Even when you swung, you did this with the smirk on your face, with a smirk on your face, walking back. And I'm looking at Will Smith, I'm like, come on, you look so cheesy doing that. He did. So come on. It's just what
it definitely looked out of character. I mean, hey, what you're saying, this is what most people said too, and hey, most people had the same exact reaction.
Well, we're gonna leave it right there. It's just unfortunate that it happened.
It's definitely unfortunate. I agree.
You were a champion for physical assault. Okay, I see what
I'm just not a person who believes that it's never on the or never off the table. Some people feel that way. Some people know.
I don't want to get
that way, and I respect it. I
don't want to get on your bad side then. Okay,
that's all I'm saying.
I don't want to get on your bad side. Okay, I'm gonna.
I never said I was violent. I just don't agree that it's never an option. We live in a very violent world, so this is why I find this to be quite hypocritical. But whatever you say, whatever you say, no violence.
So it's hypocritical for people reacting to Will Smith. That's hypocritical.
No, there's a lot of you never put your hands on people, never, and I just feel like you see this happen all the time. People respond a certain kind of way, but this situation, it was definitely so people. Hey, we agree to disagree on it, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. There's a lot of hypocrisy, like saying that's a stretch, saying you don't put your hands on people. That's a bunch of bull. I'm not one of those people. I'm just saying, not at that stage, not over there. You don't do it over there, not the way you did it. There's a way to do shit like that. If it was a private moment, yeah, you can react like that. Give him a slap right there. Who's gonna hold you for that? You know what I'm saying? But not on that stage, not in that moment. There's a place and there's a time for certain reaction. That's all it is. And we don't even focus our attention on Chris Rock, the guy who took the punch, right? We got to give him a lot of credit for composing himself, right? Like a real man. He handled himself pretty good. Because how many people
Not many people, you're right. Not many people would have taken the hit and not hit back. You're right. You're right.
And that would have just shut the whole show down.
And it would have been a whole different situation, and then it would have been a whole. You're completely right. I agree with you there.
So instead of us just focusing on Will Smith and what he did, we should take the moment to give Chris Rock some credit. Because that moment right there would have been a difference maker.
It would have been a difference maker. I'm not gonna give him no credit, but it definitely was a difference maker.
You're not gonna give him no credit.
No. But I mean, many people did. Again, I have no problem being on this side of the fist by myself. I'm good with it. But no, it would have been a different show. Absolutely.
All right. So like T. Wilson and Marina. Did I say your name right?
Marina. Right.
Yeah, they say peace and love. All right, peace and love to everyone. Thank you guys for tuning in. Till next week. So we got Sunday coming. Don't forget. It's gonna be spicy.
Yeah. We'll see. I pretty much have seen some new things unfold, so this should be interesting this week. So,
what did you see? What's on the radar?
Clifton and Joy posting on some Netflix and chill the other night, which is after the show. So we shall see.
so that's a clue right there.
Yeah, it's a clue.
Oh man, it just broke my heart. I was going,
yeah.
Why do you have to? Why did you have to do this?
I didn't tell you. I could have sent it to you, but I didn't. I said I'm gonna wait, but you'll see. Yeah.
I don't like
it. I didn't tell you. I hadn't planned to say nothing. So we'll see. Sunday we might get a surprise on Sunday.
All right. Any last word?
I'm gonna follow T. Wilson and Milry. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
Good night.
See you on Sunday.